Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Osha.
Let's start episode 206 of Ask Vidas and Osha podcast. This question was sent by Alison, and she writes, Hi Vidas, I enjoy reading your blog and would appreciate some advice on repertoire using the mutation stops. I am to give a recital on an organ which has 3 mutation stops and would like to demonstrate all 3 during the recital. I have looked out a Cornet Voluntary by John Stanley and a Tierce and taille by Michel Corrette, but perhaps you could suggest some other repertoire I could play. Here is the full specification of the organ. Basically, you can find the specification in the description of this conversation as a text. But we could also summarize, right? In the pedal, it has only one stop, sub-bass 16. In the first manual, it has principal 8, stopped diapason 8, octave 4, 15 2, 19th 1 and 1/3, so that's the mutation, and then 22nd 1 foot, and then on the second manual Gedacht 8, chimney flute 4, Nazar 2 and 2/3, flute 2, and tierce 1 and 3/5. Basically, on the second manual it has 2 mutations, a fifth sound and a tierce sound, and in the manual 1 it has a high-pitched fifth, 1 and 1/3, right?
Yes, that's right.
So the most common mutations,
Yes,
I would say.
yes.
And it has suspended key action, which means the keys should be depressed quite lightly, in Italian fashion, I believe, according to this specification.
Yes, it looks very much Italian because it doesn't have reeds.
So, and she chose Cornet Voluntary by John Stanley. Let's see if we could build a cornet. For cornet, remember we need 5 ranks.
Yes, that's
8,
right.
4, a fifth, a 2 foot, and a third. So on the second manual you have everything you need, right? Because we have to remember that they have to be flutes.
That's right. So it looks like, the second manual is actually a cornet.
Exactly.
If you pull all stops together.
And then Tierce and taille by Michel Corrette is something different. Tierce and taille. Tierce and taille means it's like a cornet, but in the tenor.
That's right. That's a French manner piece written in French manner.
Maybe without Nassar. Maybe Gedacht 8, chimney flute 4, sometimes for depth and reinforcement, and this tierce, and that might be enough.
Yes, I think so. Actually, you have to listen to the balance, because sometimes it's sort of risky, to decide what stops you will pull out before you actually, play it on that particular organ. Because, sometimes stops sound so much different from what you imagined, and from sort of, common stops. So you need to adjust right on the spot. But I think it might work.
And my guess is that 1 and 1/3, 19th on the first manual might be a principal stop.
Yes, that could be, because looks like, the first manual is stronger. It has all the principles.
So what we'll be suggesting next might not work for the first manual. What about the ornamented chorales? You see, Probably more suited for the second manual, right?
Could be, but then it would be probably hard, to select something for accompaniment on a different manual.
Well, sometimes you can play with octave 4, but 1 octave lower. If the tenor is not lower than tenor C.
That's right. But then again, maybe you could use one of those principals. Probably principal 8, not a stopped diapason. What do you think?
Yeah, if it's not too loud,
I
of
know,
course.
you need to check the balance.
If it's too loud, then check octave 4, 1 octave lower. And you have a couple of choices here on the second manual to bring out the melody.
What do you think? Would it be possible to accompany with Gedacht 8 on the second manual and then play solo on the first manual?
With 19th?
Yes.
And Stopped Diapason?
Yes. Would that be possible? A possibility?
It would be possible. Yeah, it would be possible. If it's not too harsh, this 19. If it's not...
Yes, then again you have to check on the spot to listen how it sounds.
Right, so any type of ornamented melody in the soprano might work for any of those mutations. High-pitched third stop, that like 1 1/3, or nasard together with Gedacht, right? Or a tierce together with Gedacht, without nasard.
What, let's say, if you would go to that organ and you would find out that mutations are just very loud, what would you do? I think it would work for Stanley, like, that piece, but for maybe ornamented chorale it would be too much. Would it be possible to register and not to use mutations?
Yeah, principal 8 or octave 4, 1 octave lower would be perfectly suitable for the solo voice, I think.
And what would you do then for accompaniment? Only Gedacht 8, or you would also add the chimney flute 4?
Chimney flute 4, of course. And we have to probably recommend to Alison to use chimney flute alone sometimes in the demonstration too.
Yes, that would be nice. Because some pieces sounds just beautiful played on the 4-foot flute.
Or flute too on some passages.
That's
if
true.
it's a full demonstration too. So lots of choices, even though it is just a 12-stop organ.
I know, you could also use some gap registrations as well, like to put 8 and 2 together.
Oh, you mean on the second manual Gedacht 8 and flute 2?
That's right.
Would sound perfect for or even ornamented chorale.
That's right, sometimes it works very nice.
Or remember you played Canzono by Scheidemann this way?
Yes, I did it. And it worked, I think, well.
I think you have to maybe play with coupler in the pedal sometimes, right? To reinforce, because
I think so, yes.
subbass alone is not enough sometimes. Then you need to do either pedals to manual 2 or pedals to manual 1, depending on which manual is accompanying.
Yes, but I think it's it's a nice sized instrument. It seems like it's not a big one, but you can still do lots of things with it. Don't you think so?
I think so, yeah. And hopefully the room is a little bit reverberant, so it can even enlarge the sound and reinforce the acoustics. Excellent, lots of variety. It can be done very nicely, I think, during the recital. So you don't need to have hundreds of stops to register some elegant and delightful organ music and play for for 30 minutes or entire hour this way.
That's right.
Even solo organ music, you don't need to play with a friend or a singer. I mean, you could if you have an instrumentalist, but it's perfectly possible to do a solo recital this way.
Yes, and I think some Italian music would work well on this kind of instrument. Remember those sonatas by
By I'm thinking about you're thinking about Italians, right?
Yes.
Have we played it?
Well, yes, you did. Remember at the museum.
Oh, Gaetano. What is his name? Gaetano Valeri.
Yes,
Yeah, Valeri
yes.
sonatas are perfect for this too.
That's what I thought, but I also forgot his name. Getting old.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys. This was Vidas.
And Usha.
Please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.